James White came here in 1783 from Iredell County, North Carolina, to claim the land grants that were given to him for his service in the Revolutionary War. Initially there were 1,000 acres, but by 1800 he had 125,000 acres here in the valley and had more in West Tennessee. James White was a land speculator, someone who dealt in the purchase and selling of large blocks of land. Frequently, he would sell the land even before he had paid for it, and at this time, land prices were as low as 1/4 of a cent per acre in blocks of 10,000 acres. In the fall of 1785, he came to the future site of Knoxville, brought with him his 2 oldest sons and several servants, and began building of the 2-story log house. As ground was cleared, he planted that fall his first crop, turnips, to help him sustain them through the winter. Later, this first plot of cleared ground was given as a lot for the town cemetery and church. The cabin which was built was considered very elegant by frontier standards, all of 2 floors with glazed windows and a chimney of dressed stone. There were in his family 7 children, 4 girls and 3 boys, plus the 2 adults, but on any given night there could have been anywhere from 35 to 40 people staying inside the walls. After a couple years of close quarters, the decision was made to build additional cabins. First the kitchens, set apart by the dog trot, then other cabins, smaller, only 1 story in height, and called the guest houses or cabins of lesser pretension. At the same time, the stockade walls were erected, not so much to keep out the Native Americans, but more to keep out the wild animals, such as panthers, bears, and wildcats. The Cherokee were always friendly with Mr. White, as he was a negotiator for their treaties and posed no great threat, but the courtyard would have held livestock, which would have been tempting to the Native Americans and wild animals alike. Instead of trees, grass, and brick walks you see now, imagine packed down mud after a rainstorm, with a corral for horses and cattle and sheep and pigs, chickens and goats all over the interior area. This stockade area would have been home to 6 to 8 families, comprising possibly as many as 100 people. In 1791, William Blount, governor of the territory south of the River Ohio, came and asked Mr. White if he would part with some land to establish a new capital for the territory. This was the beginning of the Knoxville named for Henry Knox, Secretary of War under President Washington. 64 1/2-acre lots were laid off by White's son-in-law, Charles McClug. The price of each lot was $8, and in October of 1791, a lottery was held to assign the lots. This was done that so no man was equal, be him rich or poor, in the receiving of the lots. In 1796, Tennessee became the 16th state, and Knoxville was its capital. The town had grown near 50 houses and 200 people here at the time. The Whites had come here to till the soil and farm the land, not founder a town. His great-granddaughter once wrote that he did not like living amongst large population of people. At any rate, by the early 1793 he had left this plot and went upriver to another plantation, where he lived out his life, dying in August of 1821. The house and kitchen standing before you are original except for the doors, windows, and roof. The other buildings are restorations that stood here originally, but used logs of equal age to the main house. The fort was restored and opened to visitors in 1970. The space between the buildings is known as a dog trot, not because the dogs would trot through here, but in those dog days of summer there was always a cool breeze blowing through here. The dog trot is actually an extension of the home. You might find a spinning wheel or loom out here, and certainly the chum for making butter. This would not have been an ideal area in which to sleep, though. People in the late 1700s and early 1800s thought night air could cause illness, disease, or death, so sleepers would remain in the tight and close confines of the house. If you stayed this far in a video, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? It helps out a lot. Also, leaving a like and a comment would also help. Thank you for supporting the channel.